what's up, you beautiful people? Let's talk cars today. I get a little thing that keeps nagging me when I talk to people about vehicles and what we do and the cars we buy and everything we do. Honestly, I'm kind of gonna go over and repeat. If I get people connected here, the live, you might hear me kind of repeating the same things a few times. Anyhow, guys, this is low budget productions, so it takes a while to get everything situated. Now, you see my hands are on the wheel. So there's these two auctions called IAA and COPART auto auction, and a lot of people have issues with buying salvage vehicles. As long as you don't have major frame damage, I think it's fine buying a salvage vehicle. Number one reason why, it's most of the times the vehicle that you're buying were full coverage insured. Like the person that had it cared enough. It was up, right? They care enough to have full coverage on the cars. So you have a car that was probably well taken care of and good enough shape until that accident happened. That is one of the reasons when I go to the auctions, I go to one of those rather than going to a dealership auction. When you go to a dealership auction, you're going against a lot of people that know a lot about cars, and they're going to be hiding some of the issues. They might put that nice little fluid to take the ticky away from you, the lifter noise or whatever the problem might be from your vehicle. They want to mask it so you don't see it. Whenever you get one from the salvage auction, you know what the issue is. It was hit in the front, it was hit in the door, you know exactly what you got to go after. And it's very, very rare that you get a car from the auction with a bad motor, with a bad tranny, because how you get a car running on the street, getting into a wreck with a bad motor, you know what I mean? So that is my take on salvage vehicles from the auction. You still got to go to the auction. They still give you access to check them out. You can go start them, you can go with jumper bucks, you can do all that stuff. But to me, it's safer getting a car that was hit in the front, that I replace headlights, I replace a hood, I replace a radiator, a condenser. Done. I know all that stuff is new. I know all that stuff was taken care of. I know the fluids are good. You know what I mean? Rather than buying a car from a regular, dealership auction, and everything looks good, and then you don't know, and you already spend. Whenever you get it from a dealership auction, you're paying a premium. You're not paying as low as when you get a car. So do your due diligence, do your homework, look it up. It's not a bad option. I've been buying cars from COPART for years now. We do have IAA. We have got a few cars from IAA, but honestly, my experience with COPART is so good that guys, I rolled the dice here last week on a Corvette. I got a Chevy Corvette. I know it's a little older, but I got a Corvette from the auction. I had gotten Mustangs. I got a big 3500 dually trucks. I got boats from the auction. So I don't think it's a bad idea to look and explore that option. With COPART, you can go and get the membership. I think like $200 or $300, and that's your yearly membership. Okay, you do have to put like a credit card, debit card, whatever, but they give you buying power of like 100,000. You can ask for more, but you got to show that you have the buying power. But I think they automatically give you that buying power, which is pretty cool. 100,000, you can buy a lot of stuff. They give you a couple days to pay it off and to pick it up. I think after like 3 or 4 days, they start getting like daily fee, like 10, 15 bucks a day. So if you're gonna buy a car from Copart, if you're gonna buy a car from any auction, don't bid on it unless you 100% have the money to pull it out. Okay, 100%. It's not like, oh yeah, let me see what. No, don't do it, because then you can get away with not buying the actual car, but you might have to pay for the relisting fee, and then it's a crap ton of money. So normally, like if you get a car for 800 bucks, if your winning bid is 800, just be prepared. You're gonna be walking out paying probably about 1,400. And the fee gets bigger up to a certain amount, like 10,000. But after that, it's pretty standard. You know, it's not like you're gonna be paying twice the price of your vehicle. No, it isn't. For example, like a $2,000 car, you end up paying like $600-700. With a $10,000 car, you're gonna pay like $2,000 fee. So it's a pretty decent deal. And like I said, you get a car from the auction without frame damage. It could be hitting the front, change the radiator, change the condenser, put a new bumper, put a new hood, whatever you have to do, all cosmetic. Get it to the paint shop, find a good mom and pop's paint shop, and they can paint it for you at an affordable price. Make it your Sunday project if you want to paint it yourself. It's always good to learn, but I always leave the paint to the people that know. We know. So send it our way, or find a mom and pop shop, and they will take care of you. I think that's my best advice to you guys. Yeah, we got that Corvette, a Chevy Corvette, big V8. It said run and drive. They tell you, you know, if they run and drive, if they only start, if they have been clean, you know, by the auction, they kind of give you an idea. And now the other thing, whenever you buy a car from the auction, you got to be prepared to pick it up. It isn't like you're gonna put a bid and the car is gonna be sitting there until you find a buddy with a trailer. No, you can't do that. You either get a tow truck to pick it up and bring it to you, or you gotta get a dolly or a trailer and pick it up. If you don't do that, they're gonna go and charge you, and the fees get monumental. Okay, and that's not to scare you guys, but they do get big. You don't pick a car. It had happened to me. You know, I was out of town, and one of the first cars I bought, the fees, they were stacking up. I had to call them, and I had to pay what their realistic fee was, because I was not going to be able to pick it up. As you guys might know, you know, I travel all over the place for what we do, and yeah, sometimes you're out of town, you look at a car that you think you're gonna be able to make it on time to pick it up. You only have that window. And I'm telling you guys, a week at most. After a week, your fees, they start getting ridiculous. They get so freaking high. So it's not worth it, you know, waiting that long. So that's my piece of advice to you guys on used COPART or IAA vehicles. Get it. They're worth it. They were roadworthy until that accident happened. Not like a dealership car that you don't know exactly what's behind it. Transmission could be bad. They might have done something to make it look good, to make it shift good. But there could be a lot of hiding issues underneath. So that's coming from a body guy, you know. That's what we do. We have a body shop. I think it's that. Take a mechanic with you, and take a photo of the car. Look at the photos. Do your due diligence. Look how much the parts are. If it's hit on a door, how much is a door at the salvage yard. Don't get a new door. They sell you a new door. They're only gonna give you shell, which it means the sheet metal, and nothing else. So everything else you have to remove. So if you get one from a salvage yard, you can save up some money there, because you're already gonna have everything. All you gotta do is plug and play. Um, I think I kind of cover everything with the pros and cons of buying from a auto auction. I prefer buying from the auction. I don't trust anybody that is selling me a car that is used. It's just alrighty. Well, appreciate you guys. The Great Meme Thief. Love you. Thank you. And man, there's love for everybody. So man, maybe if stuff goes sideways with my wife, you'll be there for me. Love you guys. This is Eric Fish King. I hope to see you guys again. See ya. And yeah, I'll call you daddy.